I know how hard it can be finding good protective hairstyles that actually help in growing your hair and reaching your hair goals. It was a little bit difficult for me, so I'm going to share with you my best protective hairstyle for hair growth. Starting off with the first protective hairstyle, I will always recommend braids. Braids are literally the best protective hairstyle for hair growth because all your hair is tucked in, you don't have any hair out, and it's also good that you don't add extensions. I always recommend you not adding extensions because it really helps with your hair care routine. And I spoke on my last video about extensions, how they are not good for your hair. They are probably breaking your hair, especially if you have fine hair. They are not good for your type of hair. And also braids literally just cause so much tension to your scalp and to your hair, and if they are heavy they can weigh down on your new growth, which causes your hair to break. And also when you want to do your hair care routine, you don't have access to your full hair. That's why I always recommend you doing braids, and all your ends are tucked in. That's why I like braids, like all your hair is tucked in and you have full access to your hair, and it literally helps in you growing your hair. So braids are my first hairstyle. Also, when it comes to protective hairstyle, I'm also going to mention that you can find good protective hairstyle for your hair, but also taking care of your hair in that protective hairstyle is very important because most people do protective hairstyles just to have a break from their hair, but it's very important to also take care of your hair because you can do a good protective hairstyle, but if you don't take care of your hair in that protective hairstyle, you experience a lot of breakage, excessive shedding, and which can also limit your hair growth, and you won't get to your hair goals as quickly as possible. And the overall health of your hair is very important. So when it comes to wash days, I recommend you washing your hair once every 2 weeks because it's very important to make sure your hair isn't dirty, and creating a good environment for hair growth is very important. So braids are literally a good protective hairstyle, especially if you don't add extensions, but also you need to make sure you are taking care of it. So when it comes to my routine, I will show you my full routine, but washing my hair once every 2 weeks is very important because my scalp health is very important. Like when people say the dirty hair grows, that's a lie. You need to make sure you're washing your hair and also doing your moisture routine in between your wash days. So depending on how your hair is feeling, you can go in with your moisture routine. But me, I moisturize my hair once before my next wash day. So it's very important for you to have a good routine. For if you have high porosity hair, I always recommend you deep conditioning your hair because that added moisture is very important, since our hair doesn't, like, it absorbs moisture but it doesn't retain that moisture. So I like to add deep conditioning to my moisture routine or to my hair care routine for that added moisture, which is very important. Also to note, when it concerns extensions, another reason why I do not like extensions is because you can't do your full hair care routine with extensions. Like your hair will get frizzy, your hair will be always damp, it will get wet, then it will have a damp smell. So I really like when I'm just on my natural hair. So if you're looking for a good protective hairstyle, I always recommend you just using your natural hair. If you want to add any, you can wear wigs, you can have scarves, putting like curly extensions, but having your natural hair first as a base is very important. Like I mentioned before, your moisture routine is very important. For my moisture routine, I love to do the LOC method, which is the liquid oil and cream. So for the LOC method, I like to go in with my virgin hair fertilizer and my herbal oil. It's really a good product, especially if you're looking to grow your hair. Like making your own herbal oil is also very good. For my herbal oil, it contains a lot of herbs that help with hair growth, strengthening my hair, and thickening my hair. So this was my first braids for the year. So you can see that I'm making sure that my hair is moisturized. I'm taking care of it. So for my next protective hairstyle, you definitely see a little bit like of length retention because this was the first protective hairstyle I did before doing the other one. So you definitely see length retention when it comes to this protective hairstyle, and adding extensions to your hair. So for my moisture routine, like I mentioned, I do the LOC method, and for my liquid, you saw before that I deep condition my hair with my conditioner. Like I mentioned, adding that extra moisture to my hair is very important. Then I go in with my oils, making sure that I'm putting my herbal oil on my edges because it really helps to promote hair growth, and doing a scalp massage really helps to stimulate hair growth on your hair. Like it increases the blood flow on your scalp, which helps to also stimulate hair growth. For the last step, I always go in with my shea butter. Like, this really locks in moisture to my hair. It leaves my hair moisturized for a very long time. So if you want to lock in that moisture to your hair, I always recommend you using shea butter as your last step. So this was my hair growth check for 3 months. So I like to keep my protective hairstyle for 3 months, and the reason why I can do this is because I'm not adding extensions. I can keep it long, but I always recommend you keeping it for 3 months. So on to the second protective hairstyle that I highly recommend for hair growth. The next one is twist. Twist is my second favorite hairstyle to do for hair growth. I'm currently on twist, so it's also good that I'm making this video. So when it comes to twist, I always like making my hair myself. For my braids, I make braids myself also, but because I was doing box braids and I'm not good with my patterns for box braids, I always get someone to help me with it. But one thing that's really helped me is also making my hair myself. Making your hair yourself, you'll be extra careful, add any tension. Like, you don't want yourself to be in pain, so you're really careful when you're doing your hair. So if you're on your hair growth journey or you're trying to grow your hair, I always recommend you learning how to make your hair. Is very important because you can understand your hair needs and you know your hair goals, so you'll be extra careful when you're doing your hair. So when it comes to twist, I do 2-strand twist. Is very simple, it's not complicated. But one thing to notice is that I like to do my braids a little bit longer, because with twist your hair you can get so much matting if your twist is close to your new growth. I always recommend you doing braids like quarter of the length of your hair before you actually do your twist. So when it comes to parting my hair, I just like to use this particular steel comb. It really helps me to do like straight patterns, and your patterns will not be looking raggedy or anyhow. So when it comes to doing my patterns, I just feel where I don't know how to explain it, but I'm used to doing it. I do that curve pattern, so it's really easy just to do one swoop and you've gotten it. So that's why I really like doing this particular type of patterns or style. But when it comes to box patterns, I don't know how to do that without having to complicate it with mirrors at my back, and I just really like to make this process very fast and seamless. So like I mentioned, you do your braids first, then you go in with your twist, and I always recommend you learning how to make your hair yourself because you're extra careful, less breakage, less tension. So just learning how to make your hair yourself is something that you should know or start practicing, because really hair stylists really don't care about your hair goals, and they literally do anything they want to do to your hair. So that's another reason why your hair is in you're not reaching your hair goal or you're not retaining length, because of too much tension and too much hands on your hair. I don't know how to explain, but just learn how to make your hair yourself. It actually makes a huge difference. So when it comes to twist, like I mentioned, I do 2-strand twist and I don't add extensions. That's like, if you notice with all these hairstyles, I don't add extensions, because extensions literally damaged my hair. It caused my hair to break a lot. So I decided to stop using extensions and just make my natural hair myself. So if your natural hair is at that short phase, you can always wear wigs, you can always do scarves, you can always add a little bit of extensions. I'm not saying a lot, but not adding extensions really helped in me retaining length and actually growing my hair faster. So I'm always going to recommend you not adding extensions to your hair, especially if you have fine hair like me. Like, you don't want your hair to be breaking off, and extensions literally do more damage to your hair than good. So just try and stay away from it. Like I mentioned before, your routine is very important when it comes to you having a protective hairstyle. But if you noticed, you see a little bit of length on my hair for this particular protective hairstyle, because this is the protective hairstyle I did after my braids. So I definitely retained so much length with my other braids. Like, I kept it for 3 months. I mentioned towards the ending of the video, but I didn't explain a lot. It's about how I keep my hair for 3 months. I keep my protective hairstyles for 3 months. I do a challenge on my channel where I keep my protective hairstyles for 3 months, document the whole thing, give you updates, and I also help encourage people to join in on this challenge, because you can be able to retain more length, reach your hair goals a lot faster, because I've been able to grow my hair so fast and retain so much length just by doing this. So I also talk about treatments I'm doing, my routine, my moisture routine, whatever treatment I'm doing to my hair to help to promote hair growth. I talk about it, I document the whole thing, so you can always join in on the challenge. I always say that it's never too late to join in. You can join in at any moment. And if you want someone to be encouraging you, giving you updates so that you won't mess up or slack in this challenge, it's very easy for you just by subscribing. So when it comes to my hair care routine, I always make sure to do my moisture routine and my wash days, then do treatments in between that. So it's just something that I document and you can always join in. The reason why I like twist as a good protective hairstyle is because with twist you can easily get your hair like twist gives that full look, and also it makes your hair look fuller, but at the same time it's also a protective hairstyle where you can wear for like the first 2 months or the first 1.5 months, because I wore my twist for the first month and also for the like half of the second month. So it's something that you can wear longer, because of with twist it's very easy for people to think that you're on your lock journey, so you can get away with having that frizzy look, but at the same time styling it in a way that it looks very nice and it looks like you have locks. So that's why I love doing twist. And also with twist is that you can get your twist can unravel, so that is another thing about braids and twist. That's why I say braids in my first protective hair, like the first one I like doing, while twist is the second, because with twist your twist unravels, so you have to like twist it back up. But with braids all your hair is tucked in, but braids gives that your hair doesn't look full because all your hair is tucked in, so it makes your hair look very scanty, especially if you have fine hair. So when you do braids, your braids look very tiny, but with twist it gives that fuller look. So that's why I like twist. And also I'm not adding extensions, so it's something that I really like doing. So that's just something I'm going to put there in case you want to do braids or you want to do twist. But I always recommend you doing braids because it's better in keeping your hair protected. But with twist, it's just something you can do just to not always be doing braids, and you can find an alternative in between that. Also, flat twist is also good. It's just that with flat twist, it gets rough so fast. So it's not something I would recommend you keeping for 3 months. But if you really want to do flat twist, maybe do it in a smaller section, because the last time I did it in big sections. So they got very rough in the first 3 weeks. So I had to start wearing wigs early on. So but with flat twist, try and make it like smaller sections. It should last longer. But I've not done flat twist since the last time I did it for this challenge. So yeah, these are my 2 best protective hairstyles for hair growth, and the protective hairstyles that I've been using to grow my hair this year, and I've seen so much length retention and so much growth. So if you're looking for protective hairstyles, you can try out. I will always recommend you doing braids or twist without extensions. So don't forget to subscribe so you get updated on my challenge. I'm currently clocking into my 2nd month on this twist. So if you want to join in and also start your own journey, I always recommend you subscribing so you get updated on everything. And when it comes to this protective hairstyle, you note that your hair is always growing. One of the reasons why you're not retaining length is because you're doing the wrong protective hairstyle for your hair, and also you're not taking down that protective hairstyle well also. So I'm going to talk about my takedown process probably in another video, but these are my 2 protective hairstyles that I've used to grow my hair and also retain length. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.